Welcome to Mindful Objective, the podcast where we explore the root causes of modern health concerns and practical solutions from an integrative lens. I'm your host, Dr. Daniel Sproul, integrative health practitioner and professor. Today's episode shifts our focus to a group of family members we don't always talk about on the show. That is our dogs. They're loyal, loving, and bring so much joy into our lives. But like us, they face health challenges as they age. Whether it's joint stiffness, allergies, or the impact of modern diets, dogs benefit tremendously when we look at our health through an integrative perspective. Also forgot to include my podcast co-host here, and that is Jack. Jack, introduce yourself. Jack, I forgot to ask too, what would you like to talk about on this podcast? That's an excellent point. Okay, let me get into it. In this episode, we'll break down the importance of daily walking, joint health support, whole body supplementation, nutrition strategies, and some practical approaches to help dogs live longer, healthier lives. I'll even share my own approach to feeding and supporting my dog Jack, who, like many of yours, struggles with allergies at different times. Jack is a Malinois, Dutch, and German Shepherd mix. As always, this show is for educational purposes only. We do not diagnose, treat, or cure any illness or disease. So let's go ahead and dive into it. If there's one thing every dog owner can do every single day to dramatically improve their pet's life, it's walking. Walking may seem simple, but it's one of the most powerful tools we have, from both a physical and emotional well-being. Dogs were made to move. When we restrict that, whether by busy schedules, weather, or modern convenience, their health will suffer. So let's start with the physical side. Movement increases blood circulation, which means oxygen and nutrients reach every part of the body more effectively. This supports healthy muscles, flexible joints, and well-functioning cardiovascular system. When dogs move, the synovial fluid in their joints is stirred up, providing lubrication that prevents stiffness and also breakdown. Without movement, joints become rigid, cartilage wears down faster, and arthritis develops earlier. In short, walking is nature's way of keeping joints alive, not just on our dogs, but on ourselves. Beyond that, walking helps with weight management also. Obesity is one of the leading causes of preventable illnesses in dogs. Carrying extra pounds is tough on their hips, knees, and even their spine. Even just 5 extra pounds on a medium-sized dog is like carrying around an additional backpack all day. Over time, this accelerates joint wear and tear and increases likelihood of diabetes, heart strain, and reduced quality of life. Walking regularly burns calories, builds muscle tone, and keeps metabolism in balance. But let's not overlook the emotional and mental benefits. Dogs are curious, social creatures. Walks aren't just about exercise, they're about exploration. Every tree, hydrant, and blade of grass tells a story and scent. This daily ritual reduces anxiety, stimulates the brain, and builds confidence. Dogs left without adequate stimulation often develop destructive behaviors. This could be chewing, barking, pacing, not because they're bad dogs, but because they're under-exercised both mentally and physically. Now let's bring this into the real world. Not every dog is the same. Puppies and working breeds may thrive on long, challenging hikes, while senior dogs often benefit from shorter, more frequent walks. My own dog Jack sometimes does better with 3 shorter walks rather than 1 long one. He would love to go on a long one all day, every day, but sometimes he wears us out. But this is especially true in hot and humid weather when longer exertions could cause overheating. The key to tailor walking routines to your dog's breed, age, and current health status. Walking also builds emotional bond between us and our pets. It's sheer time where distractions fade and connection grows. Dogs feel our energy, so if we're rushed, tense, glued to our phones, they sense it. Slowing down, letting them sniff, and simply enjoying the moment makes walks therapeutic for us too. I really enjoy those walks. Of course, walking isn't always enough either. Some dogs develop health conditions like allergies or chronic joint issues. This makes walks very painful for dogs. Jack, for example, has allergies that sometimes flare so badly that his paws become swollen and raw. As much as we use natural strategies, rotating food brands like Red Barn, Honest Kitchen, Open Farm, and even American Journey, usually I opt for grain-free and limited ingredient foods. Sometimes the natural route doesn't always cut it. Right? In those cases, he needed a Cytopoint injection. 1 dose usually calms his immune response enough for his feet to heal. In addition to the supplements he takes, watching him go from miserable to licking his paws all night to finally relaxing again is such a relief. It's hard to see your dog in pain. That's when many people often overlook. Watching your dog suffer hurts as much as it hurts them. Our dogs are like our children. We celebrate their joys, we share our homes with them. And when they're in pain, it breaks our hearts. Walking becomes even more important in those times because it's not just about health, it's about that connection. A gentle, slow-paced walk with your dog, even after a tough day, tells them, I'm here for you. We're in this together. So if there's one takeaway from this segment, it's this: walking is free medicine. Consistency is key. Make it a part of your dog's daily routine. Adapt it to their needs and use it as a foundation to layer on other integrative practices. Because without movement, all the supplements, therapies, and nutrition in the world won't work as effectively. Walking is where it all begins. Another thing we'll touch on is joint health, right? You got to support their mobility. Joint health is one of the biggest challenges for dogs as they age. And if you've seen it firsthand, you know how heartbreaking it is. I mean, you could go on YouTube, look at some of these videos. Look at a dog with a CCL tear, similar to our ACL. Look, CCL, and see how it affects the dogs. It's very sad. So watching a dog limp after a short walk, hesitant before jumping on the couch, or struggle to get up from their bed is painful. It feels like you're watching your child hurt. They can't tell us what's wrong, but their bodies speak through movement or lack of it. From an integrative perspective, joint health is best approached in two ways: keeping the joints moving at regular activity and providing the right building blocks through nutrition and supplementation. We've already talked about walking as the best natural lubricant, but as dogs age, movement alone may not be enough. Their cartilage begins to wear down, inflammation increases, and cognitive tissue loses resilience. This is where supplements become powerful allies. Some of our most effective evidence-based joint support ingredients include glucosamine. This helps build and repair cartilage. Chondroitin. This supports cushioning and elasticity in the joints. MSM. This provides sulfur, essential for connective tissue repair. Green lipid mussel. This is a natural source of omega-3 and anti-inflammatory compounds. You know, omega-3 is a big one, humans and for dogs. The supplements I recommend and personally use, and we also offer through Mindful Objective, is ThorneVet. I suggest their ThorneVet Joint Support Formula. It provides a comprehensive approach to muscle and joint optimization. VetriScience Healthy Hip and Joint. This is Glycoflex 3, which is extra strength and combines glucosamine, MSM, and green lipid muscle. Terry Naturally Joint and Hip. This is another good one. Also give a multivitamin to Jack. Each of these products has slightly different strengths, but all are designed for one purpose: helping dogs move with greater comfort and preserving their mobility as long as possible. Now, here's the reality check. Supplements take time. You won't see results overnight. It usually takes several weeks for nutrients to build up in the tissues and create noticeable changes. That's why consistency is so important. Think of it as filling a bucket slowly. Each day you add more and more, and eventually it reaches a level needed to support healing. This goes the same for humans. But even with the best supplements, sometimes nature alone isn't enough. I've been there with Jack. His seasonal allergies can lead to extreme paw irritation. He'll chew and lick until his feet are swollen, cracked, and even bleeding. As much as we've leaned on natural solutions, from joint supplements to changing food sources, rotating different foods, sometimes the immune system needs a reset button. In those cases, we have used the Cytopoint injections. Now, I'll be honest, one shot can completely change his comfort level, often lasting weeks. Sometimes that's all it takes, one shot. Is it because, it's this time of year? A lot of times he has this issue in, say, April or May, or he'll have it, in August, September. And usually one Cytopoint injection, they're costly, but it helps him heal. It's one of those things, you got to do what it takes to heal your pet. But this is where integrative, care does shine. It's not about rejecting one form of medicine or another. It's about choosing what works when it works. Supplements, lifestyle strategies, and conventional medicine can work hand in hand. The goal is simple: to keep our dogs out of pain and enjoying life. It's hard to describe the joy of seeing your dog run again after weeks of stiffness, or the relief of watching them sleep peacefully without chewing on their paws. These movements remind us of why joint care matters so much. It's not about extending years just for the sake of it, but it's about improving quality of life for them and for us. Because when our dogs hurt, we hurt too. It's so painful seeing your dog. Same way you'd see your child sick and throwing up. Like, I feel so bad for them. You wish you could take their place. But no, dogs hurt too. They have feelings. Dogs are our family. But when we do think about dogs' health, most people immediately picture stiff joints, arthritis, and slowing down with age. While that's important, it's only part of the picture. Dogs, just like people, have multiple systems working together: the liver, digestive tract, immune system, heart, and brain. If one system falters, it often affects the others. That's why whole body support becomes so crucial, especially as dogs get older. Take the liver, for example. The liver is the body's detox powerhouse, processing everything from medications to environmental toxins to chemicals in food. Many dogs, particularly those on medications for arthritis or allergies, experience liver stress over time. When the liver struggles, you might see symptoms like fatigue, digestive upset, skin irritation. Supporting liver health ensures the entire body runs smoothly. That's where a product like ThorneVet Liver Support Formula comes in. It combines antioxidants, botanicals, and nutrients specifically designed to optimize liver function in dogs and even in cats. By reducing oxidative stress and giving their liver the tools it needs to process waste, you're helping your dog maintain energy, digestion, and resilience against daily stressors. And then there's ThorneVet Canine Geriatric Basics. This is a comprehensive formula that supports aging dogs by addressing multiple body systems at once. It promotes brain health, immune function, joint health, and energy balance, making it a fantastic option for older pets who need that extra edge to maintain their quality of life. I'd see dogs on this type of product regain some pep in their step, showing clearer eyes, near coats, and more alertness. Of course, supplements are only one piece of the puzzle. This is where food rotation, sometimes I practice with Jack. This plays a big role in the whole body's health. Instead of sticking to the same kibble month after month, I rotate brands between Red Barn, Honest Kitchen, Open Farm, American Journey, and among others. And again, I usually go for grain-free and limited ingredient, which reduces exposure to potential allergens and ensures variety in his diet. Just like humans benefit from dietary diversity, dogs thrive when nutrient sources change periodically. It keeps their microbiome resilient and immune system balanced. But again, sometimes variety in supplements alone aren't enough. Allergies can strike hard. And when Jack's feet become raw and inflamed, no amount of rotation or natural product can usually stop his flare. That's why we relied on Cytopoint. One injection is like flipping a switch. His immune system calms, his paws heal, and he finally finds relief. As much as I love natural health, I can't deny the peace of mind it brings me seeing him resting instead of chewing himself raw. That's why integrative health looks like in practice, supporting the whole body with good food, targeted supplements, and lifestyle habits, while also leaning on conventional medicine when it truly makes a difference. It's about balance, not extremes. The truth is, dogs give us unconditional love every day. Supporting their whole body health is one way we can return that favor. By thinking beyond just joints, by considering liver support, immune balance, brain health, and nutrition, we help them not just live longer, but live better. If supplements are the bridge, nutrition is the foundation. Just like humans can't out-supplement a poor diet, dogs can't either. What we feed them every day determines their energy, their coat, their health, their immune strength, and even their behavior. This goes for cats too, any of your pets. Commercial kibble has come a long way, but let's be honest, not all of it's high quality. Many brands are filled with fillers, artificial colors, or unnecessary grains that provide calories without much nutrition. Over time, this leads to inflammation, digestive issues, skin irritation, and dull coats. That's why I'm a big believer in rotating food. For Jack, I also daily give him fruits and vegetables. He loves lettuce, he loves broccoli, he loves carrots, he loves blueberries, he loves raspberries, he loves apples. I give him such a variety every day. I definitely, regardless, give him blueberries daily, carrots daily. These are things he loves. But again, he'll eat anything. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, asparagus. Jack will eat anything. He loves that stuff. By switching monthly, I make sure he's exposed to different protein sources, micronutrients, and natural compounds. This mimics what dogs might experience in the wild. Variety, not the same meal day after day. It also strengthens microbiome, which thrives on dietary diversity. Now let's touch on allergies, because this is a huge issue for many dogs. Allergies can show up as itchy skin, ear infections, hot spots, or even paw. In Jack's case, his feet become swollen and raw. It's awful to watch, and it breaks your heart because you know he's in pain. We try natural strategies, again, rotating food, using probiotics, adding omega-3 fatty acids, and relying on limited food ingredient diets, and these absolutely help. I see a big difference. But sometimes natural remedies aren't enough. That's when the Cytopoint comes in. One injection is usually enough to calm his system for weeks, giving his body time to heal. This is where pet nutrition intersects with integrative medicine. The goal isn't to say, only natural or only pharmaceutical. The goal is to do what works best for your dog. Nutrition provides a base. Supplements fill the gap, and conventional medicine steps in when necessary, especially for severe allergies or pain. It's important to remember that nutrition isn't just about avoiding bad ingredients, it's about adding good ones also. Fresh fruits, again, like blueberries, pumpkins, green beans, and small amounts of lean proteins can do wonders when added to a pet's diet. They provide fiber, antioxidants, phytonutrients that aren't found in most kibbles. Hydration is another overlooked factor. Many dogs live in a mild state of dehydration because their kibble is so dry. Adding bone broth or incorporating fresh, moist foods helps support kidney and urinary tract health. At the end of the day, nutrition is love. Every time we choose a better food, rotate brands, or add fresh foods, whole foods, we're giving our dogs a chance at thriving. They rely on us every meal, every treat, every supplement, every walk. We want to take responsibility seriously. Their bodies reward us with energy, joy, and companionship. And love. What about that love a dog gives you? I don't know about a cat so much, but a dog, they show unconditional love there. So again, we covered walking, supplements, nutrition. Now it's time to put it all together into practical strategies any pet owner can apply. The first step is consistency with movement. Walking every day, even if it's a short, makes a bigger impact than sporadic bursts of activity. If your schedule is hectic, try breaking walks into those smaller sections. One in the morning, one after work, one before bed. Your dog will appreciate that routine. The second step is thoughtful nutrition. Rotate brands, focus on grain-free and limited ingredient diets when possible, and don't be afraid to experiment. If one food doesn't sit well, try another. Dogs are individuals just like us. They respond differently to different foods. So just don't go based on reviews. What works for one dog will not always work for yours. Be sure to add fresh fruits, fresh foods in general. It's one of the easiest and cheapest ways to boost their health. The third step, I would say, is supplement strategically. Don't wait until your dog is already limping to start joint support formulas. Prevention is always better than treatment. If you know your breed is prone to hip or knee issues, start with supplement early. Use products like ThorneVet Joint Support Formula, the VetriScience Healthy Hip and Joint, Terry Natural Hip and Joint. For older dogs, add ThorneVet Canine Geriatric Basics. But there are, if you're starting at a puppy, there's regular canine basic supplements you could take multivitamin for them too. This will support the whole system. And for dogs' long-term medications, consider ThorneVet Liver Support Formula. That's a great one. The fourth step is to embrace integrative care. That means being open to both natural and conventional solutions. Natural strategies, food rotation, supplements, herbs, lifestyle should always be the foundation. But don't let perfectionism or ideology prevent you from using something like Cytopoint injections when your dog truly needs it. Watching your dog suffer unnecessarily is never worth it. And the main reason I'm touching on this and doing this episode is because this is the time of year Jack's suffering. And a lot of people do not know actions to take. So I thought, what should I do? My daughter Leah actually brought this up saying, Dad, you got to do a podcast on dogs' health. So that's what we're doing here today. And final and fifth step of this emotional connection, never underestimate the healing power of presence. When Jack is hurting, whether it's his joints or paws, what comforts him most isn't just supplements or injections. It's being near me, knowing he's safe, knowing he's loved. That bond is irreplaceable, and it's part of what keeps him resilient. Dogs are family, just like children. Their health is our responsibility, and their well-being is one of the greatest gifts we can give back for the unconditional love that they give us. Let's start to wrap up this episode. If you want to learn more about the supplements I mentioned today, or if you're curious about what might be best for your dog, reach out through Mindful Objective. So mindfulobjective.com, click on Contact Us. Feel free to send a message. We'll gladly respond. We make these products available, not just as supplements, but as part of a whole integrative strategy to give your pets the best life possible. Remember, walking is free medicine, nutrition is the foundation, supplements are the bridge, and love is the glue that holds it all together. Whether it's joint health, allergies, or whole body support, you can make simple, consistent choices that add years to your dog's life and life to their years. As always, this show's for educational purposes only. It's not meant to replace medical care or individualized veterinary advice. Till next, keep your pets moving, nourished, and loved. Stay well.